What's up, everybody? This is Kyle Battle. I'm coming to you today because I need your help. So I've been working on a documentary for the last 9 months called Night and Day, The Life of Anthony Holly and Lavelle Love. It's a really, really awesome, gripping story about a family, about a guy who, tries to redeem himself and atone for his mistakes, about people who are left behind and forced to deal with the consequences of someone else's mistakes because they fled from them. It's a lot of depth there. There's family, like I said. There's crime. There's drugs. There's jail smuggling, jail escapes, gunshot stories. There's a little bit of everything. It really is. So the long story short, Anthony Holly was a person who was a gangster back in Baltimore in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, right? He did everything on the streets. He robbed people, killed people. He did drugs. He did all that. One day he decided he didn't want that life anymore. He was put in danger, and he basically snitched and went into the witness protection program. So Holly actually went on to become one of the inspirations for Omar in The Wire. So in the witness protection program, he changed his name to Lavelle Love, and he was actually moved to Cincinnati, Ohio, which is my hometown. So in Cincinnati, he really cleaned his life up. He did still struggle with his drug addiction that started when he was 15 years old, but he became an inner city advocate. He got a job working at Taft High School, one of the roughest high schools in Cincinnati at the time. And he built this program called the Positive Peer Posse, which basically was a group of youth in the inner city that performed the poetry that was written by Lavelle. So he would write these poems that were really gripping and really raw, that were aimed at, AIDS awareness and anti-violence and really positive messages in the community. So they traveled the country and won multiple awards as such, and it was under the leadership of Lavelle. He passed away in 2011 of cancer. And that was when his family came to me and asked me to tell his story. So it started off with a book idea that eventually, I did my first set of interviews. And after listening to these people tell these stories, I didn't feel like I could even do justice putting it into words on paper, and that it needed to be something that was on film or at least on audio. And so we started the process of making out this documentary. So I spent the whole month of July in between Baltimore and Cincinnati shooting interviews, getting footage, thumbing through papers at libraries, just literally trying to do the research to get down to the nitty-gritty of the story. And so we were able to get 9 different interviews done with all of his children. We spoke with all the mothers of his, the living mothers of his remaining children. Actually, the best news of all is probably that we got in touch with the creators of The Wire. And so we've been in talks, and actually one of them is going to be on camera. So we've got Ed Burns, who was one of the creators of The Wire, who is directly talking about the different things that Holly did on the streets that led to him creating the character Omar. And so that's one of the really intriguing things and one of the really exciting connections that we have in the film. The reason I need your help now is because we've run out of money. Because we have to go back to fundraising mode. So that's why I need your help. You guys can get involved. There's a GoFundMe, a crowdsourcing site that is available. You guys can go there and donate. Everything will go directly to the production and post-production of this film. Like I said, we've got a lot of it shot already. We've started some of the editing. We're about to get in full editing mode as soon as we have all the interviews done. Ed Burns and David Simon, creators of The Wire, have agreed to introduce to HBO. And so that'll definitely be an interesting conversation for us to have, kind of being a derivative of a show that they already made and made a lot of money off of. So I'm excited about having that prospect. But once that happens, we're gonna have a lot more events. We're gonna have a lot more merchandise. We're gonna have things, ways for you to get involved, and the donors will be the ones who get first access to all of that. So whether it be a screening in your city, or it be access to our red carpet premiere one day, fingers crossed, or if it's just simply discounted prices on T-shirts or whatever on our website. I just ask everybody to get involved however you can. If you can't give right now, please share. If you can give what you can. If you can't give now, give later, but share, because that's going to be just as important in getting this story made. So with that, thank you guys for taking the time, listening to my spiel, and I hope to see you guys on our donor list very soon.